Everyone, please stand and join with me now in welcoming the Honorable Kathy Dunderdale, Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador. The Honorable Rob Moore, Minister of State, Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency. The Honorable Derek Daly, Provincial Minister of Natural Resources. The Honorable Andrew Younger, Minister of Energy, Government of Nova Scotia. And Ed Martin, President and Chief Executive Officer of Nalcor Energy.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Derek Daly, Minister of Natural Resources for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, and indeed, welcome to this historic event. Thank you all for coming. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome Premier Dunderdale, the Honourable Rob Moore, Minister of State for the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, the Honourable Andrew Younger, Minister of Energy, the Government of Nova Scotia, Mr. Ed Martin, President and Chief Executive Officer of Nalcor Energy, my colleagues from the House of Assembly, the Innu Nation representatives, members of Nalcor's Board of Directors and employees, Mr. Brian Rendell of Emera, Newfoundland and Labrador, employees of the Premier's Office, from the Department of Natural Resources, and indeed employees across the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador, stakeholders from the province's business community, and of course, all of you, Newfoundlanders and Labradorians, colleagues and friends, welcome to an historic event. I want to thank you for being here to mark our government's truly significant milestone for the Muskrat Falls development, and a momentous day in the history books of our beautiful province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Tonight's announcement is indeed significant. It is a testament to our Premier's leadership and to her steadfast commitment to the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. It is also a reflection of what can happen when partners join together on nation-building resource projects and share a bright vision for responsible, sustainable energy development in the best interests of our provinces and country. Our government had a plan to get to this day, and our government has a vision for the future of this province. It is one characterized by energy independence, self-sufficiency, security, and economic sustainability. Our provincial energy plan charts a strategic course for the development of our vast collection of renewable and non-renewable resources in the best interest of Newfoundland and Labrador. And it is without further ado my pleasure to invite the Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador, the Honourable Kathy Dunderdale, to the podium, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Minister. Well, what an amazing turnout we have here today in the lobby of Confederation Building, the People's Building. As history unfolds before us, I'm thrilled to have our partners with us, the Government of Canada, the Government of Nova Scotia, Nalcor, Emera, and the Innu Nation. This is one of these occasions we should tell our children about and help them understand how important this moment is for them and their future. A year ago, on the 17th of December, we gathered in this very place to announce that we were ready to sanction Muskrat Falls. Just days before this, Prime Minister Stephen Harper, on behalf of all Canadians, placed his signature on an agreement committing to the terms under which the Government of Canada would provide a loan guarantee for this mega project. It is very symbolic for me to stand here again today. shoulder to shoulder with our partners, and proudly announce that all of the conditions of the federal loan guarantee have been met. I am also proud to announce that the financing for Muskrat Falls has been completed today, saving Newfoundlanders and Labradorians well over $1 billion in interest. Today, history is being made. We are affirming that the Muskrat Falls project is indeed one of the most significant ventures Canada has ever undertaken. Not only are we doing this now, but the Government of Canada, on behalf of all Canadians, is standing here with us. Canada is tapping its power as one of the strongest economies in the world to secure financing at the best possible rates so that the people of this province can achieve the maximum possible benefits from Muskrat Falls. Last November, we sanctioned a game-changing project, Muskrat Falls, the Labrador Island Link, and the Maritime Link. This project is a game changer for Newfoundland and Labrador, the Atlantic provinces, Canada, and indeed Eastern North America. This government made a decision to fundamentally leverage our resources for our benefit and extract the maximum value for the people of this province. And what does that mean for the people of this province? We just locked in $5 billion over a 40-year term at a blended rate of 3.8%. That's a historically low interest rate. The savings to electricity customers in this province, homeowners and businesses, is well over $1 billion in today's dollars. We extract a tremendous value today from the markets. Our offering was oversubscribed by the market. We had a very high level of interest and uptake, and we achieved the highest possible credit rating. Many large infrastructure projects do not achieve the complete level of financing certainty until construction is completed. But our objective was to obtain this certainty early, which was possible with the benefit of the federal loan guarantee. The order of magnitude of this financing cannot be underestimated. This bond placement is one of the largest in Canadian history. TD Securities and Goldman Sachs were our co-lead arrangers, and along with a syndicate of financial institutions, raised the $5 billion required to fund this project. I want to commend the financing team at Nalcor and the provincial government for their diligence and commitment during this process. Underlying all this work is the fact that we have a robust business case, and the benefits of this project are exceptional. This is a project with tremendous vision. Our province will be practically 100% renewable, powered by clean, emissions-free energy, and our electricity customers can bank on stable electricity rates. Construction of the project, as you know, has begun, and today we are making history. This year, for the very first time, We are taking action to harness the power of the Lower Churchill to bring energy into our communities, into our industries, into our homes. No project in our history has been investigated more thoroughly or by authorities more knowledgeable or in details more accessible to the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. Leading the way in expertise and planning on this project is an energy powerhouse like nothing before it. Nalcor belongs to the people of this province. Nalcor was established to harness our vast reserves of energy to fuel a new age of growth, a bright future for Newfoundland and Labrador. In fact, there is so much clean, renewable energy waiting to be tapped in this province that we will not only be able to retire the Holyrood Generating Station, a significant contributor of emissions in Atlantic Canada, but we will also have energy surplus for our own immediate needs. Even if we were to let this excess energy continue to spill unharnessed into the sea, Muskrat Falls would be by far the best and most affordable way to meet our province's power demands. For more than 3 years, teams of brilliant engineers and energy sector professionals have been busy working out the details of this initiative, first in broad strokes and then in details so thorough that they could withstand the most intense scrutiny any such project has ever received. Let me take this opportunity to commend and congratulate Ed Martin and our own team of professionals at Nalcor. These Newfoundlanders and Labradorians are using the experience and expertise gained on mega projects around the world to build a world-class project right here at home. There have also been scores of public service professionals in our province, in Nova Scotia, and within the Government of Canada that have dedicated countless hours of their time to making sure this project was beyond reproach. I am so proud to say that these public servants and the professionals at Nalcor are second to none anywhere in the world, and they have enabled us to seize this opportunity and change our future. The Muskrat Falls Hydroelectric project is a significant resource development for the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, and through the new Dawn agreements, tremendous benefits will accrue to the Innu of Labrador. We have secured agreements that ensure and respect the rights of the Innu Nation, and we are proud of the partnership we have achieved through this project. It is truly an honor to have representatives from Labrador's Innu Nation join us here today as a partner in the Muskrat Falls project. Opportunity belongs to those who take it. And that is what we have done by taking the lead. With Emera, we have opened a brand new corridor for the transmission of energy in Canada, a link to Nova Scotia that connects us like never before to markets in Eastern North America. An army of engineers and the skilled men and women we have been busy training are working on a project to trailblaze a brand new energy conduit deep in the North Atlantic and lay an immense cable in the bedrock, an artery for the transmission of electrical power. Just like the first permanent telegraph cable that in 1866 connected Europe to North America at Heart's Content, this cable will be a game changer, a link of nation-building significance, no less important than the last spike when it was nailed. Before I conclude, I want to thank an individual who's not a Newfoundlander or a Labradorian, but without whom this event would not have been possible. When the greatest moments of our history are recollected long generations from now, Newfoundlanders and Labradorians historians will remember the choice that Prime Minister Harper made. The choice to stand beside our people in advancing Muskrat Falls development under financing terms so advantageous that all Newfoundlanders and Labradorians will benefit. And I would like to thank our regional federal minister, the Honourable Rob Moore, for joining us here today on behalf of Prime Minister Harper, and Nova Scotia's Energy Minister, the Honourable Andrew Younger, for representing his government and his Premier Stephen McNeil. This is a proud day for Canada, a proud day for Nova Scotia, and for Newfoundland and Labrador. This is our time to be a leader in this country like never before, a shining beacon of the new energy economy. Because of this day, our children and their opportunities will be able to remain here at home, driving business growth and success in the very communities that those before us built at an enormous price. With no less drive than our forefathers and foremothers, with no less determination, with our hopes reawakening and our faith unwavering, we are shouldering our unshrinkable responsibility to leave no stone unturned, no resource untapped, and to ground Newfoundland and Labrador's future firmly and securely in the solid bedrock of sustainable and renewable prosperity. Thank you very much.
I'd now like to call on the Honourable Rob Moore, Minister of State responsible for the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency.
Thank you, Minister. Premier Dunderdale, I think you said it all. What a great and historic day for Newfoundland and Labrador, for Nova Scotia, and indeed all of Canada. Congratulations to you on this milestone achievement. Minister Younger, Mr. Martin from Nalcor, Mr. Rendell from Emera, ladies and gentlemen, ministers, MHAs, I'm very pleased to be here today to celebrate with you this tremendous milestone. I'm here on behalf of my colleague, the Honourable Joe Oliver, Canada's Minister of Natural Resources, to mark a key milestone in the development of the Lower Churchill projects. Today we take another step towards the realization of a project that has been a long time in the making. As Regional Minister for Newfoundland and Labrador, I'm extremely pleased to be here today to celebrate with you that the federal loan guarantee for the Lower Churchill projects has been finalized. And as someone who was born right here in Newfoundland and Labrador, it gives me a special privilege to be able to do that as well. With this step, our government has delivered on a commitment to Atlantic Canada. The Lower Churchill projects will be good for the economy, good for the environment, will contribute to a prosperous future for Atlantic Canada. As Prime Minister Harper said last year when he announced our government's support, and as Premier Dunderdale has said, these projects are indeed a game changer. The federal loan guarantee will apply to up to $5 billion of project debt for Nalcor's projects, the Muskrat Falls Generating Station, the Labrador transmission assets, and the Labrador Island Transmission Link. An additional $1.3 billion of debt for the Maritime Link will also benefit from the loan guarantee when the agreement is finalized for that project. The projects have been thoroughly vetted and have been determined to be financially sound. They will create thousands of jobs, providing as many as 3,100 or more direct jobs during the peak of construction. The projects will also generate more than $1.9 billion in economic activity right here in Newfoundland and Labrador. The projects will provide clean energy to power long-term growth for this region. With Lower Churchill in place, as much as 98% of Newfoundland and Labrador's electricity will come from non-greenhouse gas sources. Now, the Premier said 100%, so between 98 and 100%, that's pretty good. The projects will provide enough electricity to power 400,000 homes and do it while reducing greenhouse gas emissions by up to 4.5 megatons per year. That's the equivalent of taking nearly 1 million cars off the road each year. Clearly, this is a significant contribution to a stronger and to a cleaner energy future for this province, for Nova Scotia, for Canada, and potentially for energy-hungry markets in the northeastern United States. The Lower Churchill projects are a clear reminder of the crucial role natural resource development plays in creating jobs, growth, and economic prosperity in every region of our great country. Atlantic Canada's resource industries, energy, mining, and forestry account for close to 20% of our nominal GDP. They provide direct employment to more than 50,000 people and thousands more jobs in businesses and industries that sell their goods and services to the sector. Over the past 15 years, the offshore oil and gas industry has delivered approximately $7.8 billion in royalties to Newfoundland and Labrador, with much more to come. Returns from the Hebron project, for example, are projected to reach over $23 billion over the life of the project. These revenues help to pay for key social programs like healthcare and education and reduce the tax burden on families. With our government's plan for responsible resource development, we have created a regulatory regime for major projects that is economically more efficient and environmentally more effective. Our government also continues to pursue an equally responsible approach to fiscal management. We are reminded again today of the benefits of that approach of paying down debt, reducing expenses, lowering taxes, and cutting red tape. The federal loan guarantee does more than help the proponents attract the financing needed for these projects. Thanks to Canada's AAA credit rating, that financing can be arranged, as we heard earlier, at highly favorable rates. In fact, the lower borrowing rates made possible by this loan guarantee will save ratepayers in Newfoundland and Labrador and Nova Scotia over $1 billion in interest costs. Our government is proud to play a role in realizing the Lower Churchill projects. They will help fuel Atlantic Canada's economy, creating jobs and protecting the environment. An excellent example of what responsible resource development can achieve, and an excellent example of what we can do when we all work together. Thank you very much for being a part of this today.
Thank you, Minister Moore, and certainly really appreciate you making the effort to be here with us today. And I know it's always nice to come home. As well, next I'd like to invite my counterpart, the Honourable Andrew Younger, Minister of Energy from the Government of Nova Scotia.
Thank you, Premier Dunderdale, Minister Moore, Minister Daly, Mr. Martin, and of course, very importantly, representatives of the Innu Nation. Very pleased that you're able to be here today. I'm pleased to join my colleagues here today in St. John's to mark this as yet another significant milestone in the Lower Churchill project. And not only is this the close of financing for the portion of the project at Muskrat Falls, but it kickstarts the official 90-day period of financing for the Maritime Link portion through Emera. So this is an important close to one portion and an important start to the next phase of this project. This major energy project will help transform the electricity market throughout Atlantic Canada. And it did take a collective effort to get here, and I want to thank the governments of Canada, of Newfoundland and Labrador, and of course the private partners for their role in getting to where we are today. I'd also like to acknowledge, as Premier Dunderdale has, the importance of the federal loan guarantee in securing the necessary financing to build this project, and especially the importance of it in my home province of Nova Scotia. It will significantly lower borrowing costs for the project, and it's been noted will save taxpayers and ratepayers millions of dollars. In Nova Scotia alone, it will mean a savings of $250 million to ratepayers. As most of you will have seen, or many of you will have seen from my own comments in recent weeks, the protection of ratepayers has been my #1 priority. So it's very easy to see why the federal loan guarantee is so important not only to Nova Scotia, but also to Newfoundland and Labrador. And I've always said, whether it was when I was in opposition or now in government, the project is to go ahead. It should do so with the benefit of the federal loan guarantee, and that's where we are today. And so I want to take this opportunity to thank our federal colleagues who have worked diligently with us and the project proponents to finalize the necessary agreements. Their efforts over the past few weeks and months have helped address any concerns we had and have placed us where we are today in moving the Muskrat Falls project and the Maritime Link project ahead. The Maritime Link will bring clean, renewable energy from Newfoundland and Labrador to Nova Scotia and potentially to other markets. It will help build regional energy capacity, and that is perhaps the single most important part of the link portion of this project. With the link in place, we will be part of an entire energy loop that opens up possibilities for every province in the Atlantic region. The link is a vital piece of infrastructure that will provide multiple benefits in both Nova Scotia and Newfoundland and Labrador. And I look forward to discussing the possible advantages of regional cooperation and other energy issues at the upcoming meeting of the Atlantic Energy Ministers in Halifax. The work has just begun, but I'm confident that we will continue to lead projects as a region that benefit all of our provinces and the entire country. The Maritime Link is another example of the leadership shown when Nova Scotia, Newfoundland and Labrador and the federal government work together, strengthening regional collaboration. Through initiatives such as this and the Atlantic Energy Gateway, we are enjoying significant benefits from cooperation in developing clean energy resources. The link in Nova Scotia will also help provide us with guaranteed access to market energy. It will allow us to access new imports and competitive power from other sources and create the competitive energy market in Nova Scotia that our government has championed for some time. The Maritime Link represents an important opportunity, not only for Newfoundland and Labrador, but for Nova Scotia. Our long-standing dependence on fossil fuels and coal has made our electricity costs in Nova Scotia the highest in the country. Along with the link, we are taking a number of steps in Nova Scotia to lessen our dependence on fossil fuels and make our energy mix greener to meet provincial and federal environmental targets, and the link is part of that plan. To put it simply, this is a good project on a number of levels for all of the partners involved. And today we have taken one more step in ensuring that the Maritime Link benefits all of us for decades to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Younger. Next, I'd like to invite who I believe is an incredible individual. Brilliant, committed, hardworking, are just some of the attributes that I would use to describe Mr. Ed Martin, the President and Chief Executive Officer of Nalcor Energy.
Premier. Thank you very much. Minister Daly, thank you for your kind words. Good evening, Premier Dunderdale, Minister Moore, Minister Younger, Brian, our partners from the Innu Nation, Nalcor board members, special guests, ladies and gentlemen. You know, together we have formed a great partnership. One that is grounded in respect, and that will see Newfoundlanders and Labradorians, Atlantic Canadians, and Canadians in general benefit from a truly historic project. The development of Muskrat Falls is a region-building project. It will significantly reduce regional gas house greenhouse gas emissions, stabilize electricity rates, and contribute to a more modern, efficient, and reliable regional electricity system for consumers, and link the island of Newfoundland up to the rest of North America for the first time in our history, both ways. It will unlock the energy potential of the Atlantic region and generate unprecedented economic benefits for our province, the Atlantic region, and beyond. We have strong alignment with our shareholder, the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador. Premier Dunderdale and Minister Daly and the government in general continue to strongly support the vision of Nalcor Energy. Their support has led us directly to the federal loan guarantee and now the conclusion of financing for this tremendous project. Arrangements to secure the federal loan guarantee, debt financing, and equity financing have all been successfully completed. It's interesting to note that this is the largest long-term infrastructure financing completed in a single issuance ever in Canada. Achieving this milestone is critical in a project of this nature to provide certainty with respect to how the Lower Churchill project will be financed, and for us to understand now and have certainty with respect to where this financing will be over the next 40 years. At Nalcor, we're driven by our vision to provide a sustainable economic future for generations of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. Our focus is to harness energy opportunities in a disciplined manner that is safe, above all, well-planned and executed, and that provides the greatest benefits to the province and the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, our shareholders. Our team strives toward that goal every day, every member of that team. And I want to thank them from the depths of my heart for their hard work and continued dedication. Their efforts, combined with incredible support from some of the highest quality people I've ever worked with in the Departments of Natural Resources, Finance, and Justice, have enabled us to achieve this historic milestone today. Two people in particular I think of when I think of shared leadership. Shared leadership is required to achieve projects such as this, to achieve visions as we seek to achieve. And I'd like to take a special moment to thank two people for their shared leadership, amongst others. But on this particular financing, I could not be here today representing the company without the efforts of our Chief Financial Officer, Derek Sturge, and also a special thank you to the leadership provided by Charles Bowen, Deputy Minister of Natural Resources. Two people very key to this project. Muskrat Falls and the Lower Churchill project in general, with the Maritime Link, will help pave the way to fulfilling our vision for a sustainable future for this province. And it demonstrates the potential opportunities that exist when we can come together to celebrate in the best interests of Atlantic Canadians, Newfoundlanders, and Labradorians, and all Canadians. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ed. I just want to take a moment. I've had an opportunity, a wonderful opportunity the past few months to be very close to the file, and certainly more importantly, very close to the leaders that's gotten us to where we are today. But I do want to take a special moment to acknowledge and thank the many public servants from the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador, from Nova Scotia and Canada, and certainly the employees of Nalcor and Emera. We all recognize the need for leadership, but I can tell you all of the leaders would acknowledge the efforts of those people working with them. And I do want to acknowledge their efforts, the dedicated teams and the partnering and the organization. I can tell you day and night it's been unbelievable, and I certainly want to acknowledge their efforts as a result of us getting to where we are today. And I will say, if you haven't figured it out, it's certainly an exciting time to be the Provincial Minister of Natural Resources. Our government will continue to capitalize on the many resources and the opportunities that will drive our economy and without question fuel the opportunities for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. The future has never been brighter, our economy has never been more vibrant, and our opportunities have never been greater. This is a tremendous day to be a Newfoundlander and Labradorian. And I can tell you, and I want to recognize our leadership and our government, and I believe that this has happened today because of our commitment since 2003, our commitment to believe in Newfoundland and Labrador and the things that we can do right here at home.